up and join us for this first round press conference. We're going to just go ahead and open up the floor for questions right now. And again, please state your name and identification, and organization, rather.
Matt Andrews, Ohio State, Learfield. Taylor, your ninth NCAA tournament game about to happen tomorrow. Cody, your first. Thoughts from each of you, maybe Taylor, on what you've learned and how you prepare, and Cody, what you expect.
Yeah, just first and foremost, just blessed to be here more than anything, and never taken for granted the opportunity to play in March. It's the most exciting time of year. I think just knowing that what we've done all summer has led us to this point. So kind of trusting like who we've become and how we've grown together, and showing that on the court.
Yeah, like she said, obviously we're very blessed. For me to come in my first year and be in the NCAA tournament, I feel like is great. Carla told us the other day, like, all these teams are good. They obviously wouldn't be in this tournament if they weren't. So I'm expecting a lot out of each team we play, and I'm excited. It's going to be good competition, and yeah.
Thomas Costello, Land Grant Holy Land. Can both of you talk about being able to play this game, not just in your home arena, but in your home state, and being able to have that support behind you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, last year we made the tournament, which was great, but we had to take a trip down to LSU and had an unfavorable crowd for both games. So it's pretty cool just to have our home fans here with us, and then just be able to be in our home state. Get to practice in our arena. There's a familiarity with it, and it's pretty comforting.
Buckeye Sports Bulletin. For both of you, you've had a few days now to kind of take stock of James Madison. What have been your takeaways from watching them on film?
Yeah, they're a really talented team. I actually had played them twice when I was at Maryland prior, and they've always been good. Well-coached team. They play really hard. They have some good guards, and they have a really good pace to their play. So it'll be a good game, and we'll be ready.
Yeah, kind of like what she said. Their team is really good. All of them are very versatile, so it'll be a good matchup.
Bailey Johnson, Columbus Dispatch. For both of you guys, I know how much you focus on just the next game and the day-to-day. Does it get harder to do that at this time of year when you start to think about the potential of making a run?
For me, no, because I kind of take it day by day, to be honest. So you can only focus on what's in the present. So, I mean, I don't think it's challenging at all. The games will come, just got to be patient and, work for them, so.
Yeah, I think I would agree with Cody. Like, you really have to take it one day at a time, because, you can't take for granted walking into this facility and having practice or playing one game, because it could really be your last. So I think that adds a little bit extra to it, and just focusing on what's at hand.
Cody, you talked a couple weeks ago about not having been super confident when you started your freshman year and growing throughout the year. How much do you feel like you've grown this year and where you are now?
Oh, I feel like I've grown a lot. Yeah, like at the beginning of the season, I wasn't very confident. Was very passive, I would say, as well. And I feel like I'm still, obviously passive, but I feel like I kind of have more confidence in myself to be able to score and stuff like that. So I feel like my confidence it's pretty good right now.
Thomas Costello, Land Grant Holy Land. A couple weeks ago from the Iowa game, you've been able to go back and watch film from it. What have you seen in that film, and what do you take from that into the tournament this weekend?
Kind of just playing together as a team. Like, this is our last chance to be with everyone on the team. So we can't really take for granted what we have in that moment. So everything else will take care of itself as long as we stay together and have each other's back.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then just, after watching the film, kind of breaking down each half, kind of the polar opposite halves, we actually beat them in the second half. So it kind of obviously learning from the first half, and then just using kind of the information from the second half as like a growing point. Like, we know that we're capable of playing with anyone, but we have to show up and play like we did in the Indiana game, like we did games like that. Or you see the other side of it. But it was definitely a growing experience, and something that we've learned from and been able to grow from these past 2 weeks. So I think we'll be ready to play on tomorrow.
Taylor, this is for you, Cameron T. with The Athletic. Cody just mentioned how confident she is right now. What's it been like to see her growth from when she got here, what was it, last spring almost, to now, and where do you feel like she's grown the most?
It's been awesome just to see her grow as a person as well as a player. You can just see how confident she is on the court, but also just her voice. it's kind of rare to see a freshman come in and be so vocal and just be so willing to want to do the work and to want to come in and work every single day and get better. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that she's only a freshman. Like, she's going to be sitting up here 3 years from now, and you're going to be asking her all the questions about where she was 3 years ago. So I'm excited to come back 3 years from now and see where she's at. But March is we're still young in the month of March, and I think she has a lot to prove this month.
Thanks, Taylor.
Braden Moles, Buckeye Sports Bulletin. For both of you, having JC back in the Big Ten tournament, what did that provide your team in terms of a boost, just kind of having her presence back as well as the on-the-court aspect of having her back?
I feel like she makes all of us better. I mean, obviously, you know, without her, we all make each other better as well. But JC just adds that extra little push, especially with her game. Like, she can create for others, but also create for herself. She gives us a lot of opportunities as well as herself. So I feel like having her back was amazing.
Yeah, I think we missed more so than anything her leadership and just her experience on the court. Obviously, her game speaks for itself and all her accolades, but we really missed having her as far as a leader and just her experience.
And when you're having to play with that for such an extended time, did you see leadership step up kind of across the team?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, like I said, when we lost Madison and even JC, it's not somebody that you can, like, not one person can step into that role. It's kind of everybody trying to piece things together. And I think we did as good of a job as we could have, but till you have them back, it's kind of hard to fully fill their role. So, and that's a testament to the person they are and to the players that they are.
Ohio State Learfield. Taylor, it seemed like about a year ago, Taylor Theory really blossomed this time of the year. Down in Baton Rouge, she played really well 2 games and then on into the regional. What have you seen in her game that's allowed her to take the next step and her consistency this year, whether it be as somebody playing out of the wing or on the guard or driving to the rim?
She's been incredible, and you could see it even back last year in the tournament. She kind of started to grow into herself, but you could see it through the summertime just how much more confident she's been getting and just how versatile she is. She could probably play the point guard if you wanted her to. Like, she's just incredibly versatile and just is going to do anything possible that's going to help us win. Like, one day you could look up at the scoreboard and she has 20 points and you'd be like, where did that come from? And it's all offensive rebounds or just doing the little things. And it's just a testament to the person she is and just how much she wants us to win. And I think it's incredible to see how far she's grown just being a sophomore.
Taylor, I'm going to go ahead and ask you one. So this is Ohio State's 27th NCAA tournament year. So 27 years we've made the NCAA tournament. But tomorrow will be the first time we've ever played a game in Value City Arena, the Schottenstein Center. All indications is we are going to have a really good crowd for the game. Talk about what a great crowd in this arena does for the team.
That's a really cool stat. I didn't know that was a thing, but that's really cool. I would say even this year alone, going off of the crowds we've had have been incredible. Like, I mean, we never sold out the lower bowl before. I mean, I've never been a part of that, which has been really cool. I think our like quote unquote worst crowd was like maybe 5,000, which is incredible for women's basketball. I think the growth that we've had, just the support we've had, has been incredible, and I'm excited to see the crowd tomorrow.
Great. Any other questions?
Cameron T with The Athletic. Cody, this is for you. Taylor mentioned it's kind of crazy to think that you're still a freshman. You got here last spring. Do you still feel like a freshman?
Yeah. Yeah, I still feel like a freshman. But I mean, I don't really know, like, I don't really know. I don't really think about that, to be honest. But, like, yeah, I feel like a freshman as far as, you know, all these old heads on the team. I'm definitely, if not the youngest, probably the second youngest. So, yeah.
Well, kind of a follow-up to that, how much do you feel like getting here then helped prepare you and acclimate you faster to the culture and what you want to do on the court?
Yeah, I feel like getting here early and not being able to play, I really got to really sit and understand the game of college basketball and understand how Coach McGuff, you know, wants his program to look like and how he coaches it to be. So I really got to understand and kind of get to know, like, really how he wants his system to work. and kind of just adjusting to that without like jumping right onto the court. I really had to like process it and really sit and watch, and so I feel like that helped me a lot. Being able to play later in the season.
Now, Cody, did you travel to Baton Rouge last year?
No, we weren't traveling.
Okay. Any other questions? Great. Okay. Cody, Taylor, thank you very much.
Thank
All the
you.
best
Thank
tomorrow.
you. Thank you.
See you. Kevin, they did great. Nothing controversial at all. So, if you don't mind, if you don't mind, thank you, Maria. If you don't mind, just some opening comments.
Just really excited to have the opportunity to play at home. Our fans have been fantastic this season, and so to be able to be in front of them again is really special. And we have great respect for James Madison. They're a team that's used to being in the tournament, so I know they're going to show up prepared. They have an elite player in Kiki Jefferson who's going to be a real challenge for us.
Thomas Costello, Land-Grant, Holy Land. Thanks for the time, Coach. What else have you seen tactically from JMU after being able to watch them now for the last 4 or 5 years?
They also have good post players. So they've got some balance in what they do. They play a lot of man, but they'll also switch their defenses, maybe throw a little press in there to slow us down. And so I think our ability to kind of recognize what they're doing and stay organized and execute accordingly will be really important.
And then also just the minutes for J.C. Sheldon. Expect to see the same as the tournament, or is she at a place now where you think you can increase those?
Yeah, she'll play more. And, as we've had just more time, I think she's feeling more comfortable. And so I don't know that we have an exact minute, but it'll be more of an impact than it was in Minneapolis.
And last one for me. Saw published that J.C. was coming back next year. Is she coming back next year?
I think she's had discussions with she and I have always said, hey, let's get to the end of the year and decide that. But, she's had other conversations with other people. I don't bother her with it. So we'll have certainly a final conversation when we're done playing.
Matt Andrews, Ohio State Learfield. We talked a lot about last year's togetherness, toughness, chemistry of the team in retrospect, and that kind of blossomed in Baton Rouge. But what do you think you know about this team that maybe you didn't know in October as the year has gone on and you've overcome some stuff to get to this point?
Yeah, we had such a great start and then kind of hit some adversity with injuries and so forth. And, when we took some losses, I think it shook our confidence a little bit too. But I think down the stretch, we've played better and kind of got our mojo back a little bit. And, this team's got a certain amount of grit to them. We've been in some tough situations, but we always keep fighting and, figure out a way to come back and give ourselves a chance to win. So I like the determination, the togetherness, and just the kind of the cohesion of this group.
Finally, such a great win against Indiana, coming from 24 down, and then a tough final against Iowa. Was there something between those two games to be learned? Maybe not.
Don't get down that much. I'd really prefer we not have to come back like that. Would be better. Not really. I just think that one of the things just in general, we've just played in a 3-day stretch, Michigan, Indiana, Iowa, 3 of the top, 12, 14, 15 teams in the country. And so I'm hopeful that just our experience in the Big Ten this year, with it being as good as it is, will pay dividends here heading into the NCAA tournament.
Bailey Johnson, Columbus Dispatch. Kevin, you said on Sunday that you thought it might be a long week for them waiting to play on Saturday. How has this week sort of been, and what have you seen from there?
It's been good. We started out the week really kind of just focused on ourselves, trying to create the best version of ourselves that we can here heading into the tournament. And as the week has gone on, we've mixed in a lot more preparation for James Madison, and we took a day off in the middle there. But so once again, kind of working ourselves, getting ready for James Madison, a combination of those two. But it's just always a long stretch between when you get done playing in the Big Ten, especially to when you play your first tournament game.
Braden Moles, Buckeye Sports Bulletin. To someone like Cody, who's entering her first NCAA tournament, what has your advice been? What has the veterans' advice on the team been to her kind of entering this?
I could give Cody a bunch of advice, but she's going to go out there and play the way she's going to play, which is really, really, really hard, and as fast as she can up the court. And that's the great thing about her is, she's got such a joy for the game, and she loves to play, and she loves to compete, and she plays so hard. So just my advice to her will be just continue to do the things that you've done to put yourselves and help put this team in this position.
And last year, you guys go into a very hostile environment in LSU. What is the relief in being able to not have to deal with any of that this year and being able to play at home?
Yeah, it was. That was a great environment down there, but very hostile for sure. And it'll be, like I said, I think we'll have a great environment here with our home fans, and so we're excited about that. And hopefully they can give us a boost.
Cameron Teague with The Athletic. Coach, Cody mentioned how important her getting here early last year was for her. I'm curious what you saw in her then that made you think that she could be the talent she is now, or has she impressed you even more than you thought when she was young?
Well, the one thing you never really know until they get on campus is how hard they're going to work. And from day one, she's worked incredibly hard. You see her play, and some people they play hard in the games, but it's another thing. The reason why she's made the progress she's made is how hard she practices. She really competes and plays hard every single day in practice. And that's sort of rare for a freshman. It's usually a big adjustment, but for her intensity and just her competitive character was evident from day one. And I think that's why she's gotten so much better.
And she talked about the growth, and especially in her confidence from when she first got here now. Where do you feel like you've seen her grow the most?
I think she's a little more, in the beginning, she was kind of mowing people down around the basket. She's a little more under control and a little more measured, and her vision's a little better about where she's going. I think that she had a really good start that semester when she was here. One other thing I think it was really important, she played USA basketball and had a great experience with the U18 team, and was and that's important because, like here, you come from high school where you're the star, but now you're playing with J.C. Sheldon and Taylor Mikesell and other great players, and Taylor Theory, all these guys. In USA basketball, you do the same thing. So I think the way she kind of worked her way into that team with USA basketball impacted them in a variety of ways was really, really helpful as well.
Any other questions? Coach, thank you very much. All the best tomorrow.
All right, thanks.